You're standing at a convenience store, buying a bottle of water. You hand over a $20 bill, the same one you pulled from an ATM this morning. The cashier takes it, runs it under the counterfeit detector pen, and pauses. The pen mark turns dark. She looks up at you. You look back at her. You have no idea what just happened. You didn't print that bill. You didn't buy it from anyone suspicious. You simply withdrew it from a machine you've trusted your entire life. But somewhere between the bank vault and your wallet, a fake slipped in. And here's the part nobody tells you. This happens millions of times every year, and most people never find out. This is how counterfeit money actually works. It doesn't announce itself, it doesn't look suspicious, it moves quietly through wallets, cash registers, ATMs, and bank tills, sometimes for weeks, sometimes for months, before anyone catches it. And by the time someone does, the person who printed it is long gone. Counterfeiting is not new. It's one of the oldest crimes in human history. During the American Civil War, it's estimated that nearly 1/3 of all money in circulation was fake. The problem got so bad that Abraham Lincoln created the Secret Service in 1865, not to protect the president, but specifically to fight counterfeit currency. The very first day the Secret Service went to work, agents made multiple arrests. That's how serious it was. And while the tools have changed dramatically since 1865, the game itself hasn't changed at all. Someone makes a fake, someone passes it, someone else gets burned. To understand how counterfeiting works, you first have to understand what makes a real bill so hard to copy. A genuine US $100 bill is not just paper with ink on it. It's one of the most carefully engineered documents on the planet. The paper itself is a specific blend, 75% cotton and 25% linen, made exclusively by Crane Paper under a government contract dating back over 150 years. You cannot buy this paper in any store, anywhere in the world. It doesn't exist outside the official supply chain. The moment a counterfeiter gets their hands on even a sheet of it, a federal crime has already happened. Then there's the printing. Real bills are made using intaglio printing, a method where ink is pressed so hard into the paper it actually raises off the surface. Run your fingernail across Benjamin Franklin's collar on a real $100 bill and you'll feel ridges. On most fakes, it's perfectly smooth, nothing there. Beyond that, there's a color-shifting numeral in the corner that changes from gold to green when you tilt it. There's a security thread embedded inside the paper itself that glows pink under ultraviolet light. There's microprinting so tiny you need magnification to read it, and there's a watermark portrait of Franklin visible only when you hold the bill up to light, not printed on the paper, woven into it. All of this combined is supposed to make counterfeiting practically impossible. And yet, in 2014, a man in Ohio printed over $20,000 in fake bills using a basic inkjet printer, some glossy photo paper, and instructions he found online. His bills were not good. They were flat, slightly the wrong color, and had no raised texture at all. But they worked. They passed through gas stations, grocery stores, and small shops for weeks before anyone flagged them. 2 bank tellers accepted them during routine transactions without a second look. The reason isn't that those people were careless. It's that the human brain is not built to inspect every single thing it sees when it's processing hundreds of tasks per hour. A cashier who handles 300 transactions in a shift stops really looking around at transaction number 50. Counterfeiters understand this perfectly. They're not trying to fool experts. They're trying to exploit exhaustion. But amateur bedroom operations are only one end of this story. At the other end, you have something far more chilling. Professional counterfeit operations, some of them backed by entire governments, that don't use inkjet printers or photo paper. They use the exact same industrial equipment the US Treasury uses. In the 1980s and 1990s, intelligence agencies began noticing something deeply unsettling. Fake $100 bills were appearing in Hong Kong casinos, European airports, Russian black markets, and Middle Eastern banks. And they weren't ordinary fakes. They were so good that trained Secret Service examiners, using professional forensic equipment, could barely tell them apart from real bills. The paper was the correct cotton-linen blend. The ink had the right chemical makeup. The intaglio printing created a genuine raised texture. Even the microprinting was accurate. These bills became known as super notes, and for years, nobody could figure out exactly where they were coming from. The only clue was their precision. Every single supernote carried the same microscopic flaws, tiny and deliberate, like a hidden signature. Whoever made them was not just good, they were operating at a level most governments couldn't match. The trail eventually led investigators to North Korea, specifically to a shadowy organization inside the regime called Room 39, a secret office hidden inside the Workers' Party headquarters in Pyongyang, dedicated entirely to generating hard foreign currency for the country's elite. North Korea had a problem. Its own currency, the won, was worthless on the international market. Nobody would trade with them. Suppliers selling them military equipment and industrial materials wanted US dollars, and North Korea didn't have enough, so they printed them. Behind layers of fences, concrete walls, and armed guards, a facility known as Printing Plant 62 ran what intelligence agencies later described as one of the most sophisticated counterfeiting operations in modern history. The plant sourced its cotton linen paper through a network of shell companies in Hong Kong. It acquired color-shifting ink from a Swiss manufacturer through channels that remain classified to this day. And when the US Treasury redesigned the $100 bill in 1996 specifically to shut down operations like this one, North Korea had a new version of the counterfeit ready within 2 years. A fake of the new bill surfaced in a London bank in 1998. The message was clear. They were watching every move Washington made. The US response came from 2 directions at once. On the law enforcement side, the FBI launched a pair of undercover operations that read like something out of a spy novel. In Operation Royal Charm, agents built fake identities and spent months infiltrating trafficking networks that moved supernotes across Asia and into the United States. The centerpiece of the operation was a fake wedding party on a luxury yacht off the coast of Atlantic City. When suspected supernote smugglers arrived expecting champagne and celebration, they found federal agents and handcuffs. Operation Smoking Dragon went even further. Undercover FBI agents embedded themselves inside Chinese and Taiwanese smuggling rings for 18 months, watching supernotes get hidden inside hollowed-out books, stuffed into fabric shipments, and packed into children's toys, traveling through legitimate cargo containers. When the raids finally came, they seized $4.5 million in counterfeit currency and handed down 87 federal indictments across multiple countries. But the financial weapon hit harder than any raid. In September 2005, the US Treasury designated Banco Delta Asia, a small bank in Macau, as a money laundering concern tied to North Korea. Within hours, $25 million in North Korean accounts was frozen. These weren't government funds. They were the personal accounts of senior regime officials whose loyalty to the leadership depended entirely on access to foreign cash. Banks across Asia, terrified of being caught in the same net, stopped doing business with North Korea almost overnight. The regime couldn't pay its overseas diplomats. It couldn't buy equipment. It couldn't keep its own trading companies running. $25 million froze an entire country's financial operations because the whole system had been built on a lie, and when the lie stopped working, everything stopped with it. Here's what makes this story matter today. Every security feature on the bill in your wallet right now exists because of a battle that already happened. The color-shifting ink, the 3D security ribbon on the newest $100 bill, the bells hidden in the inkwell that appear when you tilt it, none of those things were invented for fun. Each one is a direct response to a specific forgery technique that worked well enough to scare the Treasury Department into action. The bills in circulation today are not just money, they are the physical record of every counterfeiting war the United States has ever fought and survived. So next time you pull a bill from your wallet, hold it up to the light for a second. Feel the raised ink under your fingernail. Tilt the corner numeral and watch it shift. You're not just checking if it's real, you're looking at history. And if you've ever unknowingly spent a fake bill, drop it in the comments.